Good day, beautiful people, wherever you are in the world. It's a beautiful and amazing day one more time today. So I welcome you guys to the Divine Truth, where we bring out the truth in any concept. So today I'm going to speak about the secret of always being joyful, the secret to love, the secret to peace, and the secret to joy and bliss and all that you are seeking for. Here's what I want you to understand first. When we came on this earth, when we were born, while we were still children, we were pure beings. We were always joyful. We were always truthful. We were always peaceful. And everything that we did was beautiful, no matter what happens. And what happened was our parents, because they were on earth for a long time, and because they thought they knew too much, they had an identity that their parents, they have to teach their children. That's when everything started to be wrong. We started to be taught traditions. We started to be taught our color, our skin color. We started to be taught our nationality, and then we started to take up identities on different things of life. And that's when suffering came in through to all of us. And because of that, we started developing an identity around things, and we started to have an idea that we own the body, that the body is our possession, that we can use it to get what we want. And then we started to think that things that we have around, the cell phones, the gadgets, the products, and all the objects that we have, they were a part of us, they were our possession. And because we thought that we owned them, then that's when the illusion of control came into reality. We started to think that we are in control of all the things that we think we own, all the things that we think we possess. And because of that, humanity started to live in a trap of an illusion. We started to think that all of those things that we have is a part of us. Then everybody who came and tried to take what we have, what we think is our own, will get angry. And that's when emotions was born. That's where everything was born. And because of that, I'm speaking about the birth of pride, the one that deceived us all. So then we started to realize that what we have is not enough, because we started to see people who have more than what we have. We started to see people who have better things than we have. Then that's when we started to develop a technique of manipulation, a technique of deceiving, a technique of lying. We started to use what we have in order to get what we want, because we thought that we were object. So we thought that when people love this object, let me use it to get what I want. That's when we started to develop the idea of separation, where we started to think that there is us and there are those. There is my family and there are the people. There's people who's for me and there's people who's against me. Sorry guys, I don't know where I left my water, but anyway, I'll get it when I'm done, because when I don't have water, I have problems. So basically, because of that, we started to see people who has what we want, and those people started to be some sort of our friends. They became the people that we felt that they were deserving to have what we have. They were deserving to partake on what we have, because they have something they can give us. So life started to be about the transaction. You give me something, I will give you something. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. And because of that, that's when we develop an identity. And that's when we started to manipulate. That's when we started to deceive. That's when we started to lie. That's how the archetype of the Bible, the devil, came into being. That's when ego came into being, because ego is all about me and them. It's all about separation. But the sad thing is that As long as we live in ego, we will never be happy, because sometimes we have this idea that once I give this guy this thing, they'll give me something. Then when you give them those things, then they don't get something. That's where the identity of feminine came into being. Identity of women against men. Women started to feel like they have something that men want. Then they have to use that something to gain something. When I grew up, I used to call that prostitution, and everybody used to hate me. But I realized that I also hated myself, because I was also doing prostitution. I didn't accept it myself. I always wanted to find wrongs into others. That's how we gave birth to body shaming. That's why we gave birth to hatred. That's why we gave birth to anger. And that's why we gave birth to desire and to the idea of women deceiving men, the idea of sex, only wanting sex from others. That's where everything lost meaning, because we started to not accept the fact that we don't own anything in this earth. Then because we didn't want to accept that, then we started to have problems, because that's when we started to face shame. We started to be shameful, because those who didn't have enough, they started to be shameful because they can't feed in. And we never accepted. We started to live in denial, because we didn't want to accept that we don't own anything, that our bodies don't define who we are, that our object don't define who we are, that what we have don't define who we are. So we started getting caught up in the trap. Then after that happened, we started to develop an identity that I'm gonna protect myself by always having a mask to put on, a mask of who I think I am. When I meet this guy, I'm gonna tell them how accomplished I am, the awards that I have, how famous I am, what possessions I have. Then that's when we started to make more separation in the universe. We started to create more separation. Separation, like people with albino started to separate themselves. White people started to separate themselves. Black people started to separate themselves. Women started to separate themselves. Men started to separate themselves. Gays started to separate themselves. Even lesbians. Then it came to famous people started to separate themselves, living their life alone there. And people who are not famous started to separate themselves. Christians started to separate themselves. Muslims started to separate themselves. So and on and on and on it goes. Because we failed to see reason. We failed to understand. We failed to respond to the soul. And as those ideas proceeded and proceeded and proceeded, our problem started to get bigger. Then we went on to manipulate. Then as we move on up the ladder, we started to live in grief. We started to live in hope. We started to invent grief. We started to invent hope. And actually hope was invented because of grief. People who live in grief, people who live in so much unprocessed anger, so much unprocessed traumas, so much unprocessed past experiences, they start to develop hope that things are going to be different, that things are going to change, that I'm going to get this. And because of that, the whole world is sick. Everybody is hating on another. Everybody is posting on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere. Their grief, displaying it on another. We started to use others as our punching bag. But the truth is, we have punched ourselves. too much. We have so much scratches deep within us. We have so much pain deep within us. We have so much stress deep within us. That's where suicide came into being. People started to get on drugs. Alcohol started to be invented. Because we couldn't take it anymore. Then we started to develop hope. Then we started to develop religions. Then after that, because we always wanted to run away from facing our problems, run away from being willing to accept that we don't own anything, and to be willing to see reason and experience the pain, process the pain in order to heal it. Then we started to move and started to create lies, started to create delusions, started to want to express life, started to want to stay in big homes, drive big cars just to hide our grief. We started to build houses, we started to develop, we started to wear clothes, we started to eat food, we started to go places, post about it, just so we can hide our grief, our unprocessed traumas. And because of that, we started to create a delusion. We start to have nightmares in our dreams. One can't sleep, and we started to blame it all on the devil, or shaitan, or ego, whatever we may call it. And because of that, we started to feel that we are separate, that we are not connected, that there are cats there, that there are cows there, that there are people there, that there are black people there are white people there. The law of separation came into being. And because of that, we feel unsafe. We operate under fear. So the greatest sin that we ever did, the most original sin, was thinking that we can own things, even the body. That's when we lost the reason that we don't own anything. We are all one. We just have experiences. I just experience a car. I just experience my home. I receive experience through my body. Because the sad thing that happens is that many people are using their bodies to get what they want, because they think their body is their possession. But the body is a beautiful vehicle of experience. It's not there to give us what we want. It's there to help us to experience the life that we're living in. So right now, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of healing energy wherever you are. I'm saying that you are healed right now. The universe is healing you right now. And have a great day wherever you are. I'm just grateful to share this video with you. It's been a healing for me, and I hope that it becomes a healing for you. So have a great day wherever you are. Peace.